Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, I'm actually in my kitchen 2 days in a row. So that's new. I was actually speaking to our office landlord yesterday because she always likes to call and check in on the kids. Like she's really fantastic, but in doing so, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put your rent in. Is that okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. It's always okay. The money's there." She goes, "I know. I always just want to ask." And she goes, "Am I ever going to see you again?" I was like, "Oh my God, I haven't actually been to my office in probably like a month." I'm always just working in different offices or different locations, always in close proximity because you know, we keep saying we have two kids, but the correct word is we have children. And that's a different word, right? It's super cool though. Hey Ian, good morning. Totally cool catching up with you yesterday. Joe, I appreciated your email yesterday and today. Deborah, oh, actually, I'm speaking to the gentleman at 11 a.m., I think. It's on my calendar. Good thing I saw your name, or else I would have forgot and been surprised by it. So let's get into it. Now, I did guarantee that today is going to be 10 minutes, no matter what. And I don't think I have that many updates, actually. So let's go through it. So RHINO is at a new all-time high, 234 something, right? And that's always a good thing. I explained yesterday that Stripe did a full audit on us and further approved our business together. Now, mind you, we've already done 191,000 of transactions with them, which by all accounts to like regular small businesses is a big number. In the world of Stripe, it's a small number. But when you start crossing that 190, 200,000 level, they do want to get to know more about you. And especially when you have a day like our Christmas offer that saw in a 24-hour period, we did 40,000. When they see that you are growing, because our our Black Friday offer, I think we did 9,000. So to go from Black Friday to a Christmas offer, which is less than a calendar, right? Less than a calendar month. It was less than 30 days later with the same offer, right? Like, of course, it was worded a little differently because it was a different event, right? Black Friday was Black Friday and Christmas is Christmas. But it was the same offer. It was RHINO at $150. So to see that you can go from 9,000 to 40,000 in less than a month really caught Stripe's attention in the sense of, no, this is a growing company. Like we want to get to know them more because if they are who we wish they are, like they're a good company, then we want to support them and grow with them for a long time. So now we have our own Stripe rep and things are pretty cool. So that's a good update. Um, what else do we have? So we have new businesses. I think we added another four last night. And again, because we are leading with RHINO Street. We want to get the businesses listed because once you're listed, and especially if you opt in through that link, you then you then are put in a series of email sequences, and that sounds bad, right? Not bad, but like, oh, now you're in email sequences. It sounds like, all right, gotcha. No, it's that sequence is built to go ahead and really nurture everyone to have the best experience. And the way we're able to do so is we have how much history together, right? Like we're live every day. We send emails every single day. Everyone in RHINO, I speak to on a regular basis. So over the last 5 years, we've gained a lot of experience in, okay, we could have done this better, or if we only did this, or this would be a good time to do this, or this is a good time frame to do this. Now, of course, those things can be automated, and they can be automated for each individual to experience the best experience possible, unique to them. So that is what the automation is. So we want to go ahead and have anyone opt in through that method so that all the backend that's already built out based on our experience with our business and our members and partners, that's all been proven over 5 years. So that's important to us. So that's why we're leading with it, because when you're in there, then you get did you list your business? Did you suggest a business? Do you want to know more about RHINO? Do you want to know how we're funded? Do you want to know about RHINO Bucks? Have you checked out the AI recently? Have you searched on RHINO? Have you asked it to make you a poem, right? Like there's so many cool things that we're doing. Yesterday, I told you I was speaking to the founder of tutor.ai. He hasn't gotten back to me, so I'm going to email him again today, which is totally cool. So we'll do that. What else do we have? So we added a couple of new rhinos. I believe we added one. We're at like 354, somewhere over there. Now that's going to be, and I've always said this, right? Like, because it's always been the goal for that to be moving quite quicker, right? Because we've kind of stagnated between 350 and 355. We've kind of just been in this range. And it's really funny how that happens, right? Like, every single day, all those individuals have, everyone has free will. You could join, you could not join. Our emails are opened by roughly 7,000 people a day. So to stay between 3 and 350 kind of sounds like, all right, well, that's the percentage of the people that you speak to that have heard enough to believe in the vision, which I want to say has been the correct decision, right? Anyone to take a look at a chart of RHINO has seen it go from $1 October 18th to $2.34 as of today. Never was there a day that it was down more than 1%. Only 3 days was it ever down, and that was because we actually came out here and said, we're waiting for Coinbase to release our funds, and then we're going to buy it. So if you see it down, we're not telling you what to do, but we're telling you that we're going to buy it to make it positive. So if you were looking for an opportunity, so it wasn't even 3 days down that we were like, oh my God, I can't believe it. How is it down? No, we knew why it's down. And then we brought it up. And not only that, but we've never allowed it to go up more than, 1.5% in any given day. So the chart looks like this. So by all reasonable definitions, anyone that's ever been in RHINO, it's been the right decision. And of course, the volume every single day is $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. So not only is it going up, but it's going up on real volume. We are actually there buying the coin. Anyone that's looking to sell, we're actually there buying the coin. Now, I do want to share another point with you. So Stripe went ahead and approved our account. Well, not approved, but like reapproved for the higher tier. Those funds that have been held come due to us tomorrow. Now, my wife said it to me yesterday. She's like, aren't you happy that granted, now that it's done and everything's good, like all that ends well is well, but aren't you happy now you're coming into this big chunk of money? And I was like, it's actually kind of funny. It's like I was forced to save it. Now, of course, we steward the capital and resources of RHINO very, very well. Well, we could always do better, right? But we do a really good job. And hence, I've always said the stock chart is our grade, right? That's our grade. That being said, to come into such a large amount of money, because you were forced to save it over 13, 14 days, is good. And what we're going to do tomorrow is we're really going to add liquidity to the liquidity pool. So for those that don't know what that means, so RHINO Bucks is a liquidity pool, which allows us to have our own market. So it's not a coin in the sense that I want to buy this because it's valued at this, and the valuation is in the minds of the beholders, right? Like, oh, I think it's worth a lot, so it's going to go up, or I think it's not worth a lot, so I sell it. No, it's actually worth what it's worth, because the liquidity pool is all the money that's been invested in RHINO in one pot. So you always have an accurate price. Like RHINO is worth what RHINO is worth. It's not worth any more. It's not worth any less. It's worth exactly what it's worth because all the money's right there. That being said, when somebody goes ahead to sell RHINO, the magnitude of the price movement is based on what percentage of the liquidity pool they're selling. So if RHINO only has $1,000 in liquidity and someone sells $100 worth, well, it's going to go down 10%. But if RHINO has $1 million in liquidity and someone sells $100 worth, well, it's not really going to move. So the more liquidity, the stronger the price, the stronger it is. And of course, that catches people's attentions. So we've moved up. We're at like 54,000 in liquidity pool. I think tomorrow we're going to get over 65,000. Like I really want to go ahead and invest into that because that's what everyone, again, our grade is the price of the coin. So that's very important to me. So tomorrow we're going to be doing that and we'll be buying a lot. We're not going to let it fly, but if you see some volatility tomorrow, like, oh, it went down 5% and then went up 5%, it's because we're in there actively supporting it and doing a little bit of surgery. So it's a good thing. It's 10 minutes. I want to be on this even longer, but I'm not allowed because I swore that 10 minutes. So let me go, and tomorrow we'll have a longer conversation. Love you. Bye.